The final home game of any college football season is cause for celebration. Senior Day, a perfect way to celebrate and remember all of the accomplishments of this group of leaders. Welcome to the home of the Florida State Seminoles, Doak Campbell Stadium in Tallahassee. As we'll see a squad from the ACC, the Virginia Tech Hokies, taking on the 17th ranked team in the land, the Florida State Seminoles. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. And the Hokies will kick it off to get us underway. No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Looking to throw, it's Castellanos. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete. Guys, let's look big picture at Florida State. A big-name running back, always a great get in the recruiting world. 4-star running back they got last week. Seems as if he'll fit in nicely here.
Oh, he's going to be a great fit. I mean, when you get a great player like that, the whole fan base gets jacked up. You see it all over social media, and it starts to build some momentum in your recruiting class.
Got it in the middle, it's White. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They got it out to the 41 with a first down.
And I tell you what, all this spread offense, man, it's really accentuated receivers in so many different shapes and sizes. But this guy, they're going to find him. They're going to find him early. They're going to find him often. He's made so many plays throughout the season and really been the feature of this offense. And this dude has worked his way. He might get a trip to New York as a wide receiver. That is not normal, and neither is this dude.
Hand off from the shotgun. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? Let's take a second here to talk about Florida State. I'm sure you guys saw what a get in recruiting. 4-star defensive linemen gave them a verbal commitment just last week.
Yeah, you can't get enough of these guys, man. And they're excited because you're going to play so many defensive line. This is the guy that's going to come in, be in the rotation early and often.
Shotgun fundamentals are so key. He was like a shortstop. Caught the shotgun snap and right away rifled it out of his hands like he was turning two. That was beautiful.
Looking to throw on first down. Grabbed over the middle. It's White. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down. The Seminoles come to the line with a new set of downs. It's almost incomprehensible to think the Noles failed to break 17 points 10 times a season ago. That's a year after being prolific, Jesse. So what are the keys to regaining some form?
Now, Reese, I think it's the quarterback position. I think this team was spoiled in a lot of ways when they had Jordan Travis. And they obviously had so much NFL talent surrounding him, but they had a leader. They had a guy that everybody could look at when times got tough and believe in. Someone has got to be able to establish themselves at the quarterback position for this team to get back to its winning ways.
They were really starting to put a drive together. And after a couple of incompletions, now they need a big play on 3rd and 10. Fires to the middle. Wide open downfield. Touchdown Seminoles! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
You love as a head coach to watch your offense take the field and establish a rhythm and consistency the way they did there. Everything they dialed up was working to perfection. They go 10 plays on the opening drive and cap it off with a touchdown.
And the extra point makes it 7-0. So that was a 10-play, 75-yard drive. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Back to pass, it's Drones. Going for a big play right off the bat. That was an eyelash away from being picked off, and that is not the way to set the tone with a near pick on your opening drive.
Looked to me on that deep ball like he was forcing it a little bit. You got to be careful as a quarterback. You're not trying to outduel the other guy who just threw a touchdown pass. You're just trying to win the game. So just execute the plays. The ball goes to who it's designed to go to. If that means you got to turn around and hand it off, then that's what you got to do. But I think on that last deep ball, you'd be forcing it a little bit.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Looking downfield on first down. With the catch, it's Green. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
That's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
And they'll wrestle him to the ground after a short gain. They're bringing the chop. They're bringing the noise on third down at the dome. From the gun, wants to pass. Picked off. Didn't get a ton on the return, but the most important thing, he got the ball, and they've got it at the 48.
Not all guys have the ability to break on the football, go make a play, and catch it. You play defense for a reason. A lot of the wide receivers are the ones that do most of the catching. Great job by the defense securing the INT.
They'll run it from the gun. Breaks into the open. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Fires downfield. Oh, did he find a hole in the defense? And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Florida State.
Well, this offense is top 10 in the country in points per game because they've got a lot of speed and they've got home run hitters. They scored fast. They don't need 10 plays to go down the field. You saw it right there. They've recruited well. They've got playmakers. They're going to be a problem for defenses all year long.
And the extra point makes it 14-0. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Fielded in the end zone, it's Holloway. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. They'll get this drive going from the 17. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Pulls it in, it's Keith. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. The Hokies with a second and short to keep this drive moving. The give to the tailback. Chain gang on the move. It'll be a first down at the 29.
That is an impressive run. And I'll tell you, I know when we think Virginia Tech offense, we're always talking about running quarterbacks, but they've oftentimes had a running back to go along with that mobile QB threat. And it makes this rushing attack so difficult to stop. This guy right here really has the ability to do it on his own, though. Because of his speed and power, he is dangerous.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. Last season, Kyron Drones really didn't play to the level he or Virginia Tech expected for him. Jesse, what does he need to do to return to his 2023 form?
It's consistency and avoiding the negative plays, avoiding the turnovers, making the throws you're supposed to make. There is no question physically, Kyron Drones has all of the tools. Think back to a year ago, if that Hail Mary stands against Miami, they get that win. Maybe the season ends differently for Virginia Tech. This is a special talent. He's got to be more consistent.
Backed up now. Here's second and long. Off play action. He's going to let it go. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Oh, he dropped the football. He had it right in the middle of the field and just ran before he finished the catch. It'll be fourth down.
That's just not the start you're expecting to see from this guy. Obviously, it's a big game. There's a lot of pressure. The crowd is loud, but we've seen 2 drops in the first quarter from this guy. He's got to crank it up.
Puts a boot to it. Didn't see a lot of him in that loss last week. Only called on twice.
And it's a great punt. Obviously, he gives himself time to let his guys get down the field, get in position. Remember, don't let that thing cross the goal line. Try to keep it inside the 10. Nice job down in the football, setting your defense up for great field position.
Dropping back, it's Castellanos.
Yeah, that's a great job. And listen, this quarterback's had success. He's already thrown for 2 touchdowns. We got to make him feel uncomfortable. This is still early in the game. Nice job by the defense, getting a hit on the quarterback and making him think a little bit.
The Noles have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's second and a mile. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Turning it on. He's finally stopped, but a big play there with his feet as he moves those sticks. The Noles have had outstanding quarterbacks over the years. Not always dual threats. Sometimes a little more Danny Cannell-ish, but using his feet well there.
And even Chris Winkie. And guys that maybe they weren't runners, but man, they made those athletes around them really come to life and were a force multiplier, made everybody around them better. And you found a lot of those guys with these Florida State.
He's picked off and he's thrown a dozen of them.
Well, everything was going so well for this team early here in this game, and now all of a sudden they get a critical mistake. And you know how college football, David, is about momentum. What is their defense going to be able to do here now when they take the field?
You're right, man. The momentum swings so fast, and now this defense's job is to go out and stop, right? Like, we made a mistake. You huddle the guys up, sudden change. Be aware they might take a shot down the field, but let's grab the momentum right back.
Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Fires to the wideout. And he throws down the gut of the defense. It's incomplete.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can...
And he's got it inside the 35. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Taking it the other way. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
Nothing going right for this team early in the first quarter here. The defense is getting gashed, and now you've thrown a pick. The head coach has got to get his team together and get everybody to calm down and settle in.
And this defense, they've got to do a big job here. Like, offense puts you in a bad spot. You haven't had some great moments, but this possession, we got to get a stop, got to stop the bleeding, and get the ball back to our offense.
And I love that play call. There's a great example of sudden change situation, right? Your defense gets the turnover. You get it right back. The very first play, let's be aggressive. Let's take a shot and see if we can catch the defense napping. Boy, oh boy, did that ever work out great.
Makes the grab. It's White. And into the end zone. He stopped just short of the goal line at the 1. An explosive play has him set up.
Anytime the ball goes in the air towards him, I feel like it's his. Like, there are no 50-50 balls. He just makes plays, game after game, play after play, and you see him featured in this offense for a reason. He's one of the best in the country, not just at the wide receiver position, period. This guy's in the Heisman Trophy conversation as a receiver.
Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. And he will take it in. Touchdown, no! The mantra is always finish, and they're trying to do that here in the regular season with this Week 12 performance.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
He'll bring it out. It's Holloway. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. They'll try to put a drive together, starting from their own 12. Going right to work up top. Gonna let it fly. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on first down.
Nice job by the defense there, taking all throws away from the quarterback. He had nowhere to put that football in the field to play, so that ball obviously had to go out of bounds.
And back to the air on second down. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
At this point, trailing by a lot, the defense is expecting you to throw it. If you're going to throw over the middle of the field, the window's going to open and close quickly. You've got to have better timing to complete that throw. They just didn't have it there.
And they'll get enough for the first down, and that's how things will come to a close here in the first quarter. So after the break, they'll go back to work. Just about ready to get things started here in the second. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. They have been stagnant on offense, but finally a little forward movement as they've got a 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. He gambles and throws one all the way back to the left. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Well, at this juncture in the game, with how the scoreboard looks, no question this offense is going to have to throw to get back in the game, and it's going to be tricky now because the defense is expecting it. You're going to throw into a lot of big zone coverages with everybody's eyes on the quarterback. Not going to be easy.
And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
And that's a really good job by this defense being dialed in. You got a big lead. You know exactly what's coming. This offense is going to have to make some explosive plays down the field. They were ready, they were disciplined, and made a good play.
Looking deep. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
And that's a big shot, and that's a big incompletion, but this offense has to continue to do more of that. When you're trailing and you've got to make plays, they got to find creative ways to push this ball down the field and get this offense in a flow.
They punted away on 4th down. On his way back from the 20. And now the hip knocks it loose. And he will house it.
And that is exactly how you draw it up, right? Hey, we're going to get this guy the ball. He's going to fumble it, but we know our own guy's going to scoop it and score and completely fool the defense. Man, that'll never happen again in a million more plays, but that's one the offense is glad. Take.
Getting set for the point after. And after the extra point, they're now down 21-7. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week in the American fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Navy is on top, but it's not like Roger Staubach is playing quarterback today, which is why they can't pull away. They're up by 10 over USF. We'll circle back. If anything big happens in this clash in the American, you should know about it.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Complete to start this drive. Crosses the 40. Still on his feet at the 45. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30.
And he's been the go-to guy all year long. Like, he's in the top 5 in all of college football in receiving yards for a reason. They're going to find him because he's always open, making plays. This dude has been unbelievable. He's being mentioned in the Heisman conversation. That is really hard to do as a wide receiver. So that shows you what kind of special year this young man's having.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. To throw, it's Castellanos. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover.
And that was another ball thrown in harm's way. And this young man, he already has 1 interception. That was almost the second. Just playing a little bit loose with the football. Let's make sure we get that dialed in. We can't make those mistakes. Hard to win games when you make big mistakes.
And it's on third downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown Seminoles. And this dude is spinning flaming spears everywhere, and he is cutting apart this defense.
We're going to have Noel Nation during the chop, getting excited, getting jacked up about this guy, because this is the kind of day that starts to bring even more momentum to this spot. Now you got a quarterback that you can really trust.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. Wants to go up top on first down. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
I love the defensive effort there. They didn't get him right away. They stayed after him. He was scrambling, going backwards. They get the sack on the first play of the drive.
And the Hokies now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Looking to fire. Finds his tight end. Finds a crease at the 20. And the defense wrestles him to the ground.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special.
There he goes. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense.
Great job by the running back here on that third down catch. There was no wasted movement. As soon as he got the ball in his hands, he turned around and he got upfield. That's what you got to do. You got to be decisive on these third down type plays to move the sticks.
On his feet at the 40. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
Caught, and he's close to a first down on the nice pickup there.
Well, look, this quarterback has struggled a little bit in this game with interceptions. Maybe he was being too greedy early on. That time made a real good decision. Now, I'll tell you what, that's a nice catch by the running back, because that ball's in the air a long time. You're throwing it all the way out to the flat like that. He looked like a receiver making that catch and getting extra yards.
And you've seen this formula work at all levels of football. You pressure the quarterback, his numbers start to drop. He's not as efficient. Nice job by the defense.
The Hokies are at the line looking to convert on third and short. Trying play action. Bringing the heat. And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36.
Man, another negative play for this offense. You've had the turnovers. You're throwing in the sacks. Like, they've got to do something better. They got to protect their quarterback, and they got to take care of the football. There's step 1 and 2.
And the right rotation on that one to get a little help from the crossbar and get it through. That cuts the lead down to 28-10. Ball is coming out to the 40 after that penalty on the kickoff. Offense in a bunch formation. Got the quick completion. Oh, he's got some space. Boy, did he look as if he was going to go. Gets it down to the 37.
Man, this quarterback is having himself a day. Over 200 yards in the first half. It was hard enough for Palmer to get over 200 in a game, more or less in the first half.
Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play.
Man, the defense, they haven't had an answer for this guy. He has been lighting them up in the pass game early and often so far, and that time just not able to hook up with his quarterback.
Got it in the middle. It's McCoy. Working their way closer and closer. A 3rd down conversion, and they've got it at the 26. And the Noles look to keep this drive humming. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the...
Headed to the end zone, and he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Florida State.
And I love the decisiveness by the quarterback on that play. Nobody open downfield. I'm going to go get this myself. And I'm not just going to go get a first down. I'm taking this thing to the house.
And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up 35-10. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And it was finished off by a terrific 26-yard touchdown run. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Wants to throw on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. And he is finding wide-open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. Trying to take it back. Touchdown, no! The defense does the work itself with a pick 6.
And they come up with a huge pick 6, and that is one of the reasons this defense has been so dominant all season long. They don't give up big plays, but they take the football away. And once they do, they've got better athletes than you do. They're hard to bring down. They can flip the game on a dime.
And they tacked on the extra point. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. He'll start the return inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Fires to the big fella. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the 1st down. Good, solid pickup on that play. It's amazing how fluid and potent an offense can seem when you get a great pickup on 1st down, and the tight end's a terrific place to go.
Tight ends nowadays are kind of like cheat codes. I mean, they just know so much about right here. Seeing zone, know when to sit it down, boom, positive yards, nice positive play for this offense.
We reached the 2-minute timeout, and a score on this drive would do wonders for their confidence. And the Hokies come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Green. He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down.
One of the things I love about this defense, they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stops. First play of this drive comes from the 35-yard line. They'll leave it with him. And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
The give is to Williams. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. Maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
The Seminoles line up to punt it away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. Gets it out of there for the first time today, and didn't see much of him in that loss a week ago. Called on just once. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Looking to throw, it's Drones. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
Moving out of the pocket. And it'll be a pickup of 9. They're facing a 3rd and 1.
It's just so nice to have a QB under center nowadays in football. You can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
The Hokies really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. And it is another interception. Just a terrible struggle for this quarterback. And he has taken it all the way back. Touchdown, Seminoles.
And we are officially in blowout mode. This offense has been up and down the field. We've seen so many explosive plays, and they score again before going in at halftime, guys. I'm hoping we can have a running clock here in the second half.
And they did tack on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Bringing it back. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? To the air on 1st down. Unloads to the wideout. And here's the 5th interception by this quarterback. Touchdown, Florida State. What momentum you get when the defense comes up with a play like that.
Really nice drive by this offense. This is a top 10 defense. This is a challenge. They're going to make everything difficult. So when you can make some plays against this defense, you got to absolutely take advantage, create some momentum for your squad. Nice drive by this offense.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. So here comes the kickoff after the touchdown, and the last thing you need right before the half is to give up a big return. On the move from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. It's 1st down, but the offense is just going to take a knee and go to the locker room. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. Kickoff unit all lined up, and we're ready to put toe to leather. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Finds just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Sends it downfield. Holds it in on the left. And they get him down at the 43, but this is the kind of explosive play you want to build on.
This offense not wasting any time. First play of the third quarter, and they're aggressive, taking a shot. You know they had some conversations in the locker room at halftime. How can we get a big one right out of the gate? Defense isn't going to be expecting it. They took the shot, they hit it, and this offense is on it.
Forced out of bounds, and they'll mark it dead at the 34. And the Hokies in a good spot here with second and short. Corner's right up on that line of scrimmage. Has to uncork this one off his back foot. And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot.
You got to give this defense a ton of credit because they watched the film. They watched this offense go up and down the field. This QB throw multiple TDs their last game out. Didn't allow a TD pass in the first half. Here they are in the second half doing a nice job defending the deep ball.
Still looking on the move. Trying to make magic with his feet. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet.
And they're going to need a lot more of this to get back in this football game. They're trailing. They're trying to make plays. I like the decision-making of the young man there. Don't force the football. We already got to make big plays. The defense knows it, too. Nice job pulling it down, scrambling, getting the first down. Now you got to keep it going.
The Hokies are flying down the field. To the air. It's drones. He caught it. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be first and goal.
I know the offense is down by a lot here in the second half. You just need one big play, though, to spark the offense, get the confidence going, and they may have found it right there in that completion. Good throw, good.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. Now you know why you do all of those squats, all of those deadlifts, extra time in the weight room.
No doubt. Get that lower body strength so you can just shed people off you. What a great job smelling the end zone and getting in.
And they add the extra point to finish the drive. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finished it off with the score from the 4. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll try the run. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
And I think after that play there, you're seeing how this offense is staying committed to having some balance. They've had so much success early in this game throwing the football, right? They've been lighting the scoreboard up through the air, but they also want to keep the defense on their heels, so you continue to run the football. Even if you're not breaking off 60-yard TD runs, you got to have that balance.
Pocket breaking down. It's picked off. 13th time he's done that this year. He would have loved to make the big return there, but he still gives his team the ball at the 37.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football, and he's starting to develop that. His 3rd interception on the season, just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
And Virginia Tech sends the offense onto the field. Fires to the wideout. Another interception. That's number 17 on the year. Bringing it back. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
And talk about being an impact player for his defense. That's now his 2nd interception in this game. Time and time again, when they've thrown his direction, he's come up with a big play. And in a tight game like this, those 2 interceptions, that is massive for this defense.
And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Offense trying to go RPO, but how about the defense? Up front, their front 7, they had dudes winning, just being way more physical and able to get to that running back.
Looking downfield, it's Castellanos. Time to take a shot. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
And deja vu again. I'm not surprised, man. They found this guy for several touchdowns today, and they were looking for him again. He's made plays. He's dependable. Why would you not take shots? That one just missed, but I would not be shocked if they find that guy again.
And he's brought down after a nice game.
A lot of smiles right now on this offense. They've got a big lead, and they're just having fun out there. They're still throwing the football. These receivers are still getting open. Pass protection is still great. This quarterback's thinking to himself, man, I'm going to be padding my stats here in the second half of this game because everything we're dialing up is working.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Motion from the wide receiver. Leads it with the back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Quarterback adapting. The sure hands, it's Holmes. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down.
Nice execution by this defense. One of the strengths of this offense is 3rd down. They're really good at it. They were ready. Nice job getting the guy on the ground, forcing the 4th down.
And the ball comes to rest right there.
And that is why this punter is such a big weapon. He can completely flip the field. He's got a cannon for a leg. That was a moonshot. They were able to get downfield, and now this offense, they've got a lot of work to do if they're going to score.
Reese, never a doubt. Are you kidding me? He had a 2-yard cushion there. Like, he knew exactly where he was on the field, trying to throw the ball down the field, create some space, right, to make it easier for your play caller. Quarterback gets sacked, but thank goodness it wasn't a safety.
Right down the middle. Almost had the pick there. Would have been his 2nd of the game. Instead, it brings up 3rd down.
Well, listen, they say they play defense for a reason, right? You had an interception on the last drive defensively. You had a golden opportunity to come away with another one right there, but he puts it on the ground.
Throws to the wideout. Catch in the middle. It's Selden. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made. And the Hokies have it with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Catch in the middle. It's Green.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the 1st down. The Hokies are rolling down the field. To the air, it's Drones. Trying to burn this defensive back. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play. Working well behind the sticks on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. At the 40, there he goes. Steered out of bounds at about the 36-yard line. A big pickup, and they are threatening.
Well, you just get the feeling, too, that if they're going to claw their way back in this game, his legs are going to have to be a factor. What a great job scrambling that time. Nothing open. He didn't panic. He saw some green grass. He was able to get outside, away from the defense, get upfield, pick up the 1st down. That play is going to help their momentum. They need more scramble plays like that from him.
And the Hokies can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Back to pass. He's moving out of the pocket. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet.
Well, we know the game of college football is always evolving and changing, and one of the biggest reasons why is the quarterback evolution. Dual-threat quarterbacks. You're seeing 2 great examples in this game so far. Both guys can hurt you throwing it. Both guys can hurt you running it. It's been the running attack for both of these guys. It's been the big story so far.
Defense has to be frustrated. The offense keeps matriculating and matriculating and matriculating the ball down the field. Pass is broken up, incomplete as they were trying to strike for 6.
All right, you got to be careful here if you're the quarterback, right? Back-to-back incompletions. You've had a nice drive. You're still in field goal range, though. Think about this. You cannot take a sack. That has got to be what the play caller is reminding his quarterback about in the headsets right now.
Touchdown, Hokies! A great catch and run for 6.
Well, this is a running back who is versatile, and his catching ability really helps this offense out vertically down the field. And you saw it on that play on the wheel route. That wasn't just a screen or a swing. They got him faking going to the flat, turning up the sideline for a touchdown.
Dumps it to the back. Throw to the end zone, picked off.
2-point plays, the windows are very small to throw into. That time he just tried to force it into a tiny window, ended up being picked, and the offense comes away with no points.
Still down big here in the third quarter, but if you can recover this onside kick, you might get back in the game.
And a great job by the receiving team. When you see the football kick, man, you got to be smart how fast it's coming, if I'm ready to catch it, if it needs to go to the next wave. Nice job being organized, seeing it, and executing well.
From the gun, running back gets to give. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
Here's the thing, not a great run, but the offense has scored a ton of points. They haven't necessarily needed to have a strong running game in this one. Their quarterback right now is just playing lights out, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'd get back to throwing the ball.
Wide receiver comes in motion. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. Knocked down at the 35 after a pickup of 3.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Grab near the marker. It's Holmes. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot him at the 24-yard line. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Using his legs, it's Holmes. Breaks him. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, no! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Anytime you've got a successful run play on the ground, you've got to have great blocking up front. The offensive line, receivers, everybody doing their job, and that helped lead to the home run.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is good. As we enter the fourth quarter, let's see if anything memorable can come from this one. Stadium buzzing, kickoff team on the field, and we are ready to get this thing started. Coming out with it, it's Holloway. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Back to throw, it's Drones. Extending the play. And he left that one short, tried to baby it in there. He's got to turn it loose.
And this game's starting to tick away from this offense, and they're getting in desperation mode. They've got to be able to find a way to make plays in the pocket. It's not going to be the scrambles out wide. You need
and the quarterback caught up 2 and sacked at the 12.
Yeah, and this offense has struggled all day. And how about the protection up front? You got to protect your quarterback. You got to keep him upright. And his second sack of the day.
He wants to take the top off. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch.
Well, trailing this much in the fourth quarter, the offense is looking for an explosive play to try to ignite them and get them back in this one, but nothing doing. Nice job in coverage.
down by multiple possessions. They can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. Looking down the middle. Makes the grab plenty for the first down.
Well, you got to give this quarterback a ton of credit because he showed tremendous confidence on that throw. That wasn't just trying to throw to the sticks. That was being aggressive and throwing it down the field. Not a high percentage throw, but he had confidence in his guy to win one-on-one, and they keep the drive alive.
Almost had the completion, just missed it.
This defense has just been all over this guy all game long. Under pressure, they're finding a way to get to him and affect his rhythm. Of course, they have an interception in this game. That's why they've got a big lead here in the fourth quarter. This guy has never gotten into a rhythm.
Second down, they'll go to the air. That's reeled in. It's Bennett. Still running at the 40. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. He goes down after... return, but what a play to get the football back.
That looks like a really easy thing to do. Oh, the ball's just on the ground. Jump on it. That's an odd-shaped ball that bounces all kind of crazy ways. Great job by the defense covering that thing up.
Might have to give that coach a flag and a whistle. He was right on in his view of the play, and the officials agree and overturn the call. Makes the catch. It's Stewart. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup. The Hokies want to move quickly. Back to throw. It's Drones. Grab near the sticks. It's Selden. Huge gain before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it first and goal.
Nice job by the receiver there, running the drag route against zone coverage, finding the soft spot, making it easy on his quarterback to get the completion. He turns it upfield, and he moves the stick.
Touchdown, Virginia Tech! Quick strike through the air for the score.
And this has been a rough day for this offense, and finally, some... things to happen. Build some momentum maybe for the future. You know, that's the way the coaches spin it when you're getting beat up and you're getting destroyed. Like, listen, let's find something for the future. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep working. This team's done that. Put some points on the board, so it's not all bad.
He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And it's up and good. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Kentucky is comfortably ahead on the scoreboard right now. Frankly, the kind of lead we're used to seeing inside Rupp Arena with the Cats. They're up by 38 over the Groupers. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Quarterback extends the play. Got a man. It's McCoy. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. Way too much grabbing and tugging there. No way the official's going to miss that one. The offense will gladly take a fresh set of downs after the penalty. Starts the drive trying to go up top. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And it's nice to be a QB in this spot. He's had a great day, man. Like, great day. They've built a huge lead now. Incompletion's okay. Just take care of the football. Don't throw that thing to the other team.
Grabbed behind the line. It's White. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short game there.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too, but don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
Turning it on! And he'll be run out of bounds, and these guys are piling up some serious yardage totals.
This guy has a chance to bring home the Heisman Trophy this year because he continues to make plays week in, week out. Doesn't matter who's guarding him, what coverages you play. This guy finds ways to make plays for his offense.
Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8.
And you want to dominate the football game like these guys have all day. Dominate the line of scrimmage. You know, turn and hand the ball off to your running back. It's a good recipe. It makes every quarterback better. It makes every OC better. Just turn, hand the football off, especially when you're winning the ball game.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this net.
And the catch and run into the end zone. Touchdown Seminoles. That one puts them in really good shape to get back on the right track and get another W. That touchdown grabbed the 25th of his career.
Not surprising either. When you've got this guy's ability at that position, quarterbacks are going to be looking for you. 25 touchdown catches, that's an impressive figure.
Yeah, he's definitely one of those guys that have been so big time. Big time moments, clutch plays, you know, makes those contested catches. He's a guy that can do everything, and that's why he's putting up such great stats.
And he made the extra point without problem. He'll bring it out. It's Holloway. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Opening play of this drive comes from the 12-yard line. Back to pass, it's Drones. Rushes on him. Blasted as he lets it go.
Another hit on the quarterback. All day long, this defense has been able to pin their ears back and get after this guy. And because of that, he's never gotten into a rhythm throwing the football. And that's why they find themselves trailing here late in the fourth quarter.
Back to pass on second down. He's going for the big play. It's picked off. That's 18 of those this season. They make the tackle after the turnover, but hang on just a second. There's a flag on the field. Let's see if it stands. Boy, as a defense, you hate to just hand out first downs on a penalty. Looking downfield on first down. Quickly complete. And he goes out of bounds after a nice pickup on that one.
And a great job understanding where you're at on the field. And I know that sounds very simple, but I run that out route, I start getting towards the sidelines. I got to feel it.
He's going to fire deep. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down.
And I absolutely love what this defense is doing, man. You know exactly what time it is. You've got a big lead. They're going to have to throw the football. So more nickels, more dimes. Bring the speed on the field and get ready to play the pass.
They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. That's exactly what they told us they wanted to limit. Yards after the catch, and it pays off on this play.
And especially in these situations in third down when you know the ball's going to come out fast. Understanding that, breaking on the football.
Makes the grab, he's got a first down. There he goes. The 10. And he'll take it in for the touchdown. It won't have much impact on the outcome of the game, but it is a fabulous parting gift, a consolation prize, if you will.
Well, it's good to finally see this offense have a little bit of success because that has not been the case in this game. Nothing has gone their way. They keep shooting themselves in the foot. You know, guys, coaches are always trying to find things.
And that one is picked off in the end zone.
I love the coverage by the defense right here. Great job getting up in their space. Nothing easy down here for a two-point conversion. The interception was just great.
He's able to grab the football, and the hands team gets the job done.